The Vengeance A4100 is Corsair's latest take on a professional gaming and streaming machine packing a Ryzen 7 3700X and Nvidia RTX 2080 series graphics. Enjoy among the finest Corsair components, including an RM75080 Plus Gold power supply and Vengeance DDR4 memory, along with tasteful, I'll say, RGB integration. Oh, and did I mention the included Elgato 4K 60 capture card? Wouldn't be a proper streaming PC without one. Learn more by clicking the link below. So we've been following the drama surrounding the RTX 3080 launch for quite a while, and the scalper thing was a big one for me because that pertained to everyone who was interested in buying one. The whole capacitor thing, the POS cap versus SP cap versus MLCC thing, to me that's definitely been wrung dry, and I think that was blown a bit out of proportion. But we're seeing real just struggles with supply, and there's really no other way to put it. In fact, Nvidia has gone so far as to delay the 3070 launch. I'm assuming there's a reason for that they're not telling us, and it likely has to do with supply. I mean, if they're struggling to keep up with demand on the 3080, can you imagine how much worse it's going to be for a card that is priced $200 cheaper than the 3080 that is still just as apparently powerful as a 2080 Ti? I cannot imagine the frenzy that will ensue around that card when it launches in late October. Anyway, just a funny follow-up here. A lot of the sellers, or we were calling them scalpers, but some of them weren't. I mean, okay, they were pretty much all scalping. If you're going to buy a card for the sole purpose of reselling it at a severely marked up price, you're scalping, and I think that's scummy. I'm sorry if you don't agree with that, that's just my opinion, okay? And in response to this, what a lot of people were doing was trolling. We have a video talking about this, but what they were essentially doing was bidding up these cards to insane values that nobody would ever in their right mind pay. We're talking 30, 40, 50, even like $80,000 for RTX 3080 Founders Edition models, Asus cards, Gigabyte cards, AIBs essentially, just insane values that nobody would pay for, right? And what they were doing when they would win the bids is just not pay. They don't have to pay. No one's forcing them to pay. I'm not sure about state and local laws, how that would affect things, but according to eBay, if you choose not to pay, the only real repercussions are that you get a strike, so to speak, on your account, and you could potentially lose the ability to sell and buy things in the future. Again, from that one account, I'm assuming from that one email address, and it's pretty easy to make some sham emails. Well, apparently the scalpers got sick of this, which means you guys won. If that was what you were after, just bidding up just to piss them off so that the card wouldn't actually sell. Congratulations, looks like you did a fine job, because now what they're doing is listing cards as just buy it now options. They're not giving you the choice of bidding on the card anymore. I know this is not going to show up well when so it's kind of cut off there. I'll swing it over. So yeah, 1,600 bucks. That's it. You can either buy it for 1,600 bucks or move on, because you're not going to get it for anything cheaper than this, according to this person. And apparently there are 3 available. Like, what is it? And they've sold 4 already in 24 hours. Please, if you feel like you need an RTX 3080 this bad, reassess your priorities, be a bit more patient. Do not indulge these scalpers by paying more than double MSRP. It's just, this is just insane. You're enabling them at this point. But anyway, you can see that there is no alternative to the buy it now option. You can't even make an offer. There's no bid option. They're just saying, if you want this for 1,600 bucks, you can buy it. Oh, and don't forget the $23.15 in shipping that they're going to charge you as well, to add insult to injury. So anyway, it looks like they've all decided to kind of do the same thing. A few of these have best offer options available, and I'm not sure how that would work with respect to bidding, because you're not really bidding when you're making a best offer. You're just saying, hey, if you want to sell it for $1,000, I'll give you $1,000. If the seller, the lister, says, okay, sure, that sounds good, does that automatically remove the listing? I mean, once you agree to said offer? I'm not sure how that works, because if it works that way, then you're not really solving anything if you're a scalper by removing the bid option. You're just creating another problem for yourself. So I think the ones that have the buy it now options exclusively kind of know what they're doing. Unless I'm totally off when it comes to best offers on eBay. I'm not sure what it looks like on the seller side. Quick funny one here. The Nvidia RTX 3080 anti-scalper, anti-bot shades. These actually look pretty cool. They look 3D printed, but 20 bucks and free shipping. That's 112 watchers. That ain't too bad. Literally every one of these listings I've seen, except for like 2, have, well, I think we're starting to get into the bids now. Wow, okay, there's a couple bids here, 1 bid there, but most of them, a vast majority of them, have shifted away from the bid mentality, which I think is hilarious because we know exactly why they've done that. It's because you guys trolled them. I can't help but laugh. I mean, like, basically all you guys did was waste their time. And when I say all of you, I'm just talking about the people that were engaged in this. If you're just a viewer kind of watching from the sidelines, I'm obviously not directing this at you. But this is funny. I gotta clap for you guys who did this, because you've totally changed their approach. I mean, it is so obvious now on eBay that things had to change because the bids were they were becoming insane. Now I think that the ones that have OBO are going to be hit, because I'm pretty sure with the OBO, I mean, you can waste a little bit of their time with it if you put like a $1,500 offer and they take it and you don't pay. Again, I'm not sure. You'll have to read the fine print on eBay about that. I'm sure it's similar to bidding, but who knows? It's funny to see things react to what the masses do in response to just scummy practices like this. And I'm curious to see how these fare. I cannot get over. I mean, what is this? Like, how have you sold 4 of these cards? But it's so annoying to see people buy these cards. Like, you're indulging these scalpers. You are enabling them by doing so. I'm not trying to exclusively blame people who buy these cards for double, sometimes even triple MSRP, but I kind of sort of am, because you're the reason why they can do it. And there have been comments, especially on the last scalping video, you know, people were saying, well, hey, it's just capitalism. That's how it is. It's arbitrage. You're selling a card that is in high demand and in low supply, and if you happen to have one, it's your right to do what you want with it. No one's saying that you shouldn't be able to do it. Whether or not you want to pass legislation to ban it, or you know, lobby for eBay to ban it, that's a separate issue. I'm just saying that it's scummy and it affects most, if not all of us interested in these cards, especially if you want a card on day 1 or day 10, or heck, at this point, even day 30. Looks like we're going to be pretty scarce on cards 30 days after launch. That's a shame. So if you buy a Scalpers card at a Scalpers price, all you're telling the scalper is that what they're doing is working. And that's the moral of this video. I didn't expect this to be a very long one. I wanted to show you kind of how the scalpers on eBay had changed, you know, the tactic-wise. But you just can't buy these cards at this point. You do not need a 3080 that bad. If there's a particular use case for the 3080 that you cannot get around for whatever reason, I'm not sure what that scenario might be, then you know, I'm not going to be able to talk you out of it. But if you're just that impatient that you feel like indulging these prices, they will continue to cost this much on the used market. These cards, I mean, they're not worth this. I shouldn't have to say that, but I feel like people could give a crap because they just want the biggest and the baddest, which these aren't even the biggest and the baddest. The 3090s are out now, which good luck with those. But you know, for $600, $700, these are really great cards. For $1,500, $1,600, you got, come on, really? At what point do we have to stop blaming the scalpers, who are, to be frank, doing nothing illegal? And at what point do we have to start blaming people who are enabling the scalpers? Don't be an enabler. Do not tell them that these prices are okay. And you're doing that by purchasing them at these prices. These prices are ridiculous. You know that, right? You know that. But some of you are still going out and buying these. It's just so frustrating because I want to grab these people's wallets and I want to just lock them in safes and tell them, no, you need to wait. You need to be more patient. Do not let your patience cost you literally $1,000. Your impatience is costing you $1,000 for an RTX 3080 as of early October 2020. It's ridiculous. Your patience should be worth more than that. Be more patient and you won't lose an extra $1,000. And once these cards are in great supply, you will regret paying $1,000 more than you should have. And when you go to resell the card in a year or 2 years or 3 years, you're really going to feel it, because then your return on the initial investment is going to be garbage. And you're going to say, well, now I'm starting with even less money than I did before, and I've got to go and do the same thing all over again. This time I'm going to have to buy a card on eBay from a scalper for $2,500, because that's just what people apparently are paying for them. It's one big circle jerk. I can't. Hopefully I'm not demonetized for saying that. I I might bleep it out. We'll see. But anyway, leave your comments down below. You know, be careful on eBay. Don't be scammed. Don't be fooled. And certainly don't let your lack of patience get the best of you. Get the best of your wallet. Thumbs up, subscribe. I'll see you guys on the next one. My name is Greg. Happy weekend. Thanks for learning with me.